You've reached call in Mockery.
We're this generation's laughing.
You and me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're this generation's laughing because once a week, from all your troubles with Reagan and Carson Daly, you get a moment of peace and we play these characters.
And those are just the kids from the influencers I follow on Instagram. Reagan, Carson.
Yeah.
Kaylee, spelled Kayleigh,
And then there's-
LMNOP.
And then there's these kids, their names are like Muffler and Spinkter, and there's like Marshmallow.
Yeah. And then there's like Rust.
Mm-hmm.
This is my son Rust.
This is Motor.
But it's not actually like tough guys. It's like really tall, skinny guys that wear little skinny jeans and like big high heel boots.
Yeah, and then there's the kids like
it's buggy out, isn't it?
Hey, welcome to Call in Mockery, where you call us and we mock 319 Dub Mitt with two eyes, just
That's
like
right.
us. That's how you remember it.
Yeah.
Dub-
Eyes. Remember that? So there's this guy who made a career out of being the most boring person on earth. His name's Ben Stein.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, my name rhymes with Einstein, so I'm also smart. So I'll have a talk show where you try to win Einstein's money.
Big difference, though, is that Einstein is famous for being goofy as all get out.
Yes.
He has the poster where he's just like, "Bah."
Yeah.
If you're not watching the video, you are messing up. He's like, "Bah."
And
I invented the atomic bomb.
and I'm just making sure. Yep, that is on.
Am I peeking?
No. That's like a restaurant that I used to drive by almost every single day when I used to live in a different city and I'd commute to work. It's called Peking Buffet.
Yeah, and I thought it was the Pecking Buffet, but it's actually the Peking Buffet.
Yeah.
I ate there once.
Did you? How was it?
Oh, my stomach got the rumblies.
It got what?
My stomach got the rumblies. After I left because I was hungry for more. It's still open. I don't want to bash.
No, yes.
Ugh. Franklin and bash.
Yeah.
Franklin and bash.
Here's what you do. Okay, it's the late aughts.
Boink.
You want to make a TV show. What do? You come up with two names. Franklin and Bash, Rizzoli and Isles.
Yeah.
The rest.
Rust. Or no.
Spicoli and
Rust.
Rust. Spicoli and Rust. Okay, pitch that right now.
That's not okay. Spicoli and Rust. It's about two people that are hard for luck. They're down on their luck for money.
Oh.
And they realize there's this thing going on because the world is in danger, right?
Right.
So Spicoli and Rust, they look up what is the biggest thing facing our society these days.
Right.
That is giving us badness, and it is these gender reveal parties that are just blazing. They are burning down. They are adding to not only a global warming but just deforestation. Sometimes those cannons will go off and they just blast someone a new one. So they decide, hey, instead of doing that, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna sing a song. We're gonna make an album where you can just play one of the songs off the album. So say you are having a girl and you're bringing this new life into the world. Instead of blasting your grandparents with a dangerous pink cannon, you play this song that they've sung that's a parody, and it goes, a whole new girl, a brand new face out in the world. She'll be a girl at birth. We'll pop her out, and then there'll be a brand new baby girl. And Spicoli decides, well, I want to be the singer of the band, but
Right.
Rust is the one that has the pipes. Okay, that's why they say Rust is always You remember that. What can get rusty? Pipes.
Pipes, yes.
Pipes is rusty. It's a mnemonic device. So that's what that show would be about. And it would probably be on, well, TBS, because, of course, very funny.
Yeah. Okay. What else? No, of course, this is Colin Mockery, so we should get to the calls.
And do we have a call this week?
We do.
Hey, maybe next time when we're... Simba. This guy was the biggest pop star in the world, and this is what he's saying. Simba. Simba. Scar. He tricked us all.
Oh, God.
So he tricked us all.
What's the parrot? What's the parrot? What's the parrot?
What's his name?
Gilbert.
Gilbert.
Voiced by Gottfried.
Yes. Gilbert.
He also, at the live show, he couldn't remember what the parrot's name was. So he'd always go, Gilbert.
Voiced by Gottfried. Gilbert. Voiced by Gottfried. Next time we do a show, we're gonna maybe remind you guys on the interwebs. Hey, we're recording, so if there's something you want to talk about, call us, because the phone lines have been a little slow. And that's
well, it's either that or it's been so busy that people can't get their call in.
That was the problem with when we did this on TV.
Right.
Was that it was always like, the line you've called is currently busy.
Right. But that being said, why don't we just go ahead and play? We do have one.
Hello, everybody. I just wanted to ask you a simple little question. Do you think
Yes.
the democracy is over? Do you think the strawberry jam's better than grape jam? And do you think the Tower 7 was an inside job? Bye.
Yes. Yes.
Yes. Well, to all of those, in fact.
Because you just don't hear about... to say that I understood the first two questions would be an overstatement.
Sure.
But if I hear, even in my sleep, Tower 7, what happened? Why don't we hear about it? We saw it fall. Okay?
We saw it fall.
And isn't there no beautiful place to stay when you're in New York as the place that I stayed? And maybe close to... Get off of me. We're sitting outside.
No, we're in our studio.
Sorry. Well, we're sitting outside of our normal lives.
Perhaps you can hear the dogs that are the bane of my existence.
But on the other hand, maybe you can't, because every time we think you can hear something,
you can't.
Our mics are too good.
Yeah.
My mic sounds nice.
Check one.
So I think that... What was the first question?
Huh?
What was the first question our caller had?
I can only guess, but should we listen again, or should we trust the transcript that our AI technology used to transcribe it into text? According to this, it says, download everybody. I just wanted to ask you a simple little question. Do you think that the boxing is over? Do you think the strawberry juice better than, and do you think the Tower 7 was inside job by?
I don't think boxing is... I think it's crazy that boxing's not over.
But it probably should be. To be completely honest, it probably should be.
But I watched a clip of a boxer just a couple days ago. He said... What did he say?
Was it this guy?
I just wanted to bite the guy's ear off.
And you're like, okay, this is the most intimidating man. It's this giant guy, but he talks like, think you just want to cut your ear off and eat it, man.
It's either him or a guy's like, whoa, I just want to sit all day on someone.
Well, that's not really a boxer, is it?
Whoa. Oh, tell me.
That's not a boxer. That's a Scotty.
Do
you know about Mike Tyson?
Do I know about him? The legend of Mike Tyson.
Mike Tyson, here's a guy who's boxer. He's a boxer.
Tell us the story of Mike Tyson.
He chops off someone's ear while he's boxing them. Chops it off and eats it live on TV. And then he just continues to be able to box for a while. Then some truly criminal acts come out about him that he committed. I think he goes to jail for a little while. Then he comes out. He gets put in a movie for some reason. Mm. And then now everyone just pretty much agrees that he's funny and we like him again.
That's kind of the... I call that the Snoop Dogg effect. Lana just gave his chair us the business. But I call that the Snoop Dogg effect, where I believe he was a criminal, maybe killed someone.
Yeah.
But the thing is, we're like, it's kind of funny because he's gangster, but he's baking cookies.
He's funny, but he coaches his kids' football team.
Mm.
He can't be that bad.
Right.
You know, that's something that people around here do. Coach a little league team. That's something your neighbor would do.
Uh-huh.
Coach your son's little league team. Well, it can't be that bad. But it does goes to show that is the justice system working?
I guess so.
For rich people?
So say you're about to box a big match.
Okay. I'm about to box a big match. I'm about to big match.
Landon.
I can't say it.
Landon.
Yeah.
Are you still practicing in there?
Yeah.
Let me hear it.
Thump, thump, thump.
No.
Oh.
Tell me you're about to box a big match.
I'm about to box a big match. I'm about to box a big... I can't do it.
Well, at least you can throw some punches because I have something to tell you about the guy that you're fighting tonight.
Okay.
His name's Mike Tyson. And in the last match that he had, he chopped someone's ear off and ate it.
No.
And you're boxing him tonight.
Okay, well, no, I'm not. Surely that's against the rules.
No, it's not. And it's actually on PPV.
And don't call you Shirley?
It's called basically the Puman papillomavirus. So it's going to be on PPV and you have to go...
Timon and Pumbaa. Papillomavirus. Timon. It's on HPV.
Take me back to when I could do that.
Take me back. And also take me fishing.
Oh.
Do you remember that commercial when we were kids, maybe? And it was on... well, I was a kid. I don't know what you were doing.
I'm same age.
We were...
same age I always been.
It was on the WB, the Saturday morning cartoons. There would be the Animaniacs, the Pinky and the Brain, the Jackie Chan Adventures cartoon.
Mm-hmm. And what would you do if you saw the cops? You would, of course.
Warner Brother. Warner Brother. And then there would always be a commercial that was, I think, just about being a good dad. Like the commercial was promoting nothing other than just being a father.
It was promoting dadisms.
Because, well, and of course, it didn't know at the time that being a dad is actually being a Zad. And being daddy is zaddy. Uh-huh. And so actually it was kind of in the back of our minds as we've been growing up this whole time that, oh, okay, actually being a daddy is being a zaddy. Because
it was cultivating zaddyism.
Because the commercial, it was a little kid and he would be like, take me fishing. Because I don't want to be alone on a Saturday. Take me fishing because mom can't. Because she's a woman. Take me fishing. Because I don't want to do drugs and go be a part of the prison industrial complex.
Take me fishing because it's the only time I'm allowed to drink Big Red Soda and everyone's okay with it. Other than that, it's extremely unhealthy and I get in trouble for drinking it.
Take me fishing. Instead of watching cartoons, I'd rather sit silently in a boat for 6 hours and get mosquito bites all over me while my dad silently drinks beer and throws the cans into the river. And then he goes off about how mom's the dumbest broad he's ever seen.
Is the kid getting older in this?
Well, that's just something that, you know, of course you would see on Louis Anderson, that cartoon.
Was that a kid's show?
Louis?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think
I think
so.
it was, but I think it scared me.
It scared me because Louis looked exactly like Louis Anderson.
Right. And then
Somehow they drew him perfectly, but he was a little kid, but he sounded like the adult.
it was, yes, him as a kid. He's like, hey, Mom, I'm going to go to the store today.
But the adult, that's what's funny about Louis Anderson, and we do hope that he's resting in
I
power.
saw, not to get too off tropic.
Okay.
Not that the show is, because if there's the one thing we don't want in this show, it's to get off topic.
No.
But I saw a shirt in the window of someone's house that was hung there sort of as as a memorial to someone, I would say.
Okay.
Because there was a picture of them on the shirt, and the shirt said, "Keep resting, King." As if, and yes, keep resting, King. But as if he had any other choice.
Was it Louis?
Yeah.
Oh,
It was a picture of Louis Anderson, and it said,
Louis.
Keep resting, King. I think that's going to be that has to be the first Colin Mockery, shirt. Not just the logo.
Right. And we do, by the way, have logos, shirts on the store. You can check down in the description for the merch
For
store.
more.
And I'm so sorry that we changed the show
Yeah.
name after we just came out with merch 2 weeks ago.
And I know that shirts usually used to cost people, what, $15? And now they're just $40. That's
Yeah.
sort of the...
That's the going rate, though, actually, you know. You ever go to a concert and you're like, I should probably go support this band. And you go up to the merch desk and and there's this freaking bodacious Bahama Mama with tattoos all over. She's like, hey, did you like the show? And you're like, yeah, it was awesome. And she's like, that's my husband. And you're like, okay. The music industry really is hard.
Yeah. Yeah. It's usually just someone in their family. It's...
I'm living the dream. Driving around the country with my husband in a dirty van as he plays for 12 people at a bar and then charges people $50 for a t-shirt just so he can make his nut.
Yeah, well, they made us sell the tickets for the show tonight to be on the show. So we're already out because we didn't sell enough tickets. We're already out about $500.
Yeah.
So I need to sell about 20 of these shirts just so. And also, yes, as you can see when I turn sideways, in profile, I do have what is known as there's a baby inside of me. So I do. We are feeding three mouths. And you go, oh crap. Well, I guess I will buy the CD I already own. They're what? I bought the CD for $7.98 at Best Buy. You're selling it for what? $25?
Yeah. Well, it's because it does have one exclusive track. And you look at it, it's like, no, it doesn't.
Do you have one where the diamond case is not cracked in half?
Well, no, actually, our van broke down 5 times on the way here, so all of our merch boxes got destroyed.
No, I really hate to hear that. I think I'm gonna go buy some stuff from the opening band because their stuff's probably a little bit cheaper. You guys, they make you sell it the same price as the headlining band?
Yeah, because, if we sell it cheaper, we'll make more money than the headliner. And
okay, well, do you guys have any shirts that don't have, I guess you think swear words on shirts is funny? Do you have any that don't?
I would like to wear it to school. I'm going to be literally pushed through a wall if I wear this shirt that says...
this one doesn't have a swear word, but it has Dane Cook's super finger on it.
Do you guys have the rights to that? I think I think you probably can't just use that.
We don't have the rights to it, but you can actually put anything on a shirt. We have a shirt that's a picture of Louis
Armstrong. It says, "Stay resting, Louis." God.
It says, "We miss you, Louis Anderson." And then under that it says Pearl Jam. That's right. The opening band
was Pearl
Who
Jam.
were they opening
them.
for? I saw them when they were still openers.
You know what would be funny? The shirt, it's Louis Armstrong, and it says, "Stay resting, Louis Anderson." And on the back, it says, "It was okay to play a woman for him." Somehow, maybe we'll make that a little snappier, but like gone before
he was canceled.
Gone before yeah.
And then under that, Pearl Jam.
Under that it says Pearl Jam. 1972 tour. Yeah, Pearl Jam,
God.
the 1970s was good for the Pearl Jam when they were coming up.
Is there anything better than listening to two best friends kind of just hash it out like this in their studio?
Yeah.
And you think, well, you know, it's a little hard to listen to because they can relate to it, but we can't. We're kind of on the outside. We can't either.
Yeah. I mean, all of this stuff is, if you'd believe it, completely written out.
And here's the thing.
For us, before we come here. So
if you believe it and it's true, you're saved.
Yeah.
If you don't believe it and it's true. You're not saved. So if you just say you believe it, because if it's not true, it doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
But if you do believe the things that we're saying, if you say that you believe the things we're saying, just say you believe it.
Sure.
Because if it does come true and Louis does end up getting canceled, then you're on the right side of history.
I did hear someone talking about that kind of recently, about that show Baskets, where Louis Anderson played Zach Galifianakis's mother.
Right.
And I think they were talking about how, like, you know, people, you know, they're trying to get away from that type of thing. And, you know, old Jeffrey Tambor shouldn't be doing that in Transparent. Which, Transparent, that literally just clicked
you
for
thought?
me.
Okay.
Never seen the show, but I know that he's good in it. But then he smacked around some people, and then he's bad in it.
I only saw the clip where he's in full female regalia behind the scenes, just yelling at people.
It's sad, really, isn't it? But anyway, these people were talking about Louis.
Don't set that down over there.
They're talking about Louis, and they were just saying, like, you know, I think actually it was okay because Louis just was the woman.
Mm-hmm.
Louis just was the mother. And that's pretty much all they said. Like,
well, here's where you get into this, and God, are we the people that should be getting into this? Sure. But isn't Fred Armisen maybe getting a little, because of maybe on SNL, but even, you know, 7 seasons of Portlandia, he just regularly played a woman. And it kind of came up in the discourse of, you know, people saying, is he kind of just weird?
Mm-hmm.
And they said, was he allowed? And they go, so, well, it's Fred.
Right.
That's kind of the justification was, well, it's Fred. He's playing he's a woman in this sketch.
He just is. Yeah.
Okay. So that's okay.
But,
and I guess it is.
I think it probably is. But, you know, and we're not.
I have no room to speak. But in the long run of things, in everything that's going on in this world, it's probably fine.
Yeah.
But if you disagree, go ahead and call 319-DUB-MIIT. And MIIT, because sometimes my parents will call me with these computer questions.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, MIIT? because you got a Chromebook and all of a sudden I have to learn how to use Chromebook.
You know, we were watching The Bachelorette the other night.
Yeah.
Because, of course, we're in a family fantasy. You know how some guys will do, and girls, and all types of people will do a fantasy football where they do a draft.
I got Piccadilly.
Yeah. I'm picking Sticky in the 5th round because if he picks up backup points, he'll actually be really quite clutch for me, Brocephus.
Even though he was a late draft pick, I don't know why, but I thought I'm going with non-dairy dilly bar because he
Dilly.
So yes, are there 2 bachelorettes this year?
There are 2 bachelorettes this year.
Ooh,
1, 2,
my
1, 2,
gosh.
1, 2. Drop down and give me 2. 1, 2. There are 2 bachelorettes, and of course, not a good idea.
Ooh,
You want to... They did this once before, a few seasons back. They started with 2, and then after the first episode, all of the men decided which one would stay. So it kind of... The whole idea... We don't need to get into the socio-political... obviously, The Bachelor and The Bachelorette are both bad.
Mm.
And they're bad for men and women, and they're bad for society. But it's fun to watch. So, we're watching, and this season they had the 2 bachelorettes. And keep in mind, they've never done 2 bachelors, and let the women decide.
Interesting. So you're worried about Fred Armisen and Louis Anderson.
I'm not
okay
worried.
with this.
I'm not worried about anything.
People prefer one.
I'm chill.
It's the Ryan Seacrest, Brian Dunkelman thing.
Exactly.
Cut the fat.
Cut the fat. We don't need 2. But this season we have 2. And
2 butt.
and of course, there has still been drama surrounding that, of course, where, some men are like, I actually think I want to go kiss her some more. And then she's like, okay, we're a day away from meeting my family, but okay. You couldn't have told me that 2, 3, 4 weeks ago. Anyway. Well, first, the funny thing about this week's episode is Patrick Warburton is just some guy's uncle. They go to their hometown dates or whatever. And the guy's like, I'm so excited for frickin' what's her name? I'm so excited for her to meet my dad and my mom, and one of my cousins is here, and my Uncle Pat, who's as hilarious in real life as he is on shows and in movies. And then they come into the house and it's just, hey,
Peter.
Peter, how you doing? And then they don't show him at all the rest of the... It's just Patrick Warburton. He's just sitting there on the couch. And then at the end, they always do like a little blooper reel at the end of the episode. That was when he got his time to shine.
Oh, he's like, squeak, squeaker, squeak.
So, you really think you can make it with Alex or whatever? And anyway, it was just completely random.
So, yeah, I was going to say, is he close with his Uncle Pat and his cousin?
It didn't seem like it.
There's got to be no way.
I think that Patrick Warburton was like, I haven't been in a TV show for a decade. Can I come on to ABC?
Someone at the old batch found out. They're like, they put 2 and 2 together and said, well, your last name's Warburton.
No, it's not. That's what's interesting.
Oh, it's Dunkelman.
Yeah. So anyway, what on earth was I even saying?
There's 2 bachelors. No, you just said you're watching The Bachelorette, and you're in a little fantasy league.
All right, I'm gonna pull it back. I'm pulling it back.
Uh-huh.
So we're in a fantasy league. Yeah, whatever. That's completely beside the point. Patrick Warburton, beside the point.
Mm-hmm.
This is all beside the point, except we were talking while watching about The Bachelorette when they go to meet the person's family.
Mm-hmm.
How everyone's parents are like having very honest and like quote unquote real conversations. They're like, I just don't, I worry about little Peter because little Peter's always had trouble bringing women home. And his heart breaks so easy because he falls so hard and whatever. And they're like, oh yeah, I know. But I know that he's really nice. so I think I'm ready to marry him. They're like, yeah, you are. I can tell. It's always that.
Mhm.
But we were thinking, what's the real version of that? What's the real version of going to someone's hometown and meeting their family? You walk in, and the mom is like, oh, hey, good to see you. It's been 4 weeks or whatever. Hey, the router doesn't work. Can you help me with that? It goes back to the thing
Yeah.
where you're MIT.
So I see where this this mess.
It all came back around, though, didn't it?
But it should be that way, right? Like,
Yeah.
they
it's
walk in, they're like, oh, and this is Sally. We've heard so much about you. Well, your uncle's being kind of they put him back into the home because he's not doing so
Right,
well.
like, oh, okay. Yeah. Hey, and while you're here, can you actually help me move the desk in the basement?
Just you said you would.
You said you would, and then you went away.
It'll take 5 minutes.
Mom, no, I gotta go suck face with Dinger here.
I didn't like necessarily bloom the way that some of my classmates did in college, where they were kind of like going to the bar and they were like kissing girl, and then they were like be in class, and this girl's like, I see you've got your little tiny shorts on with your long socks and your flip flops, and I'm actually really kind of turned on by that, so I'm like kissing her as well. So like, if I could just have a couple minutes to like maybe kiss you and then maybe go kiss her, and I could feel like I'm kind of a cool guy. And the mom's like, the router is not going to fix itself.
So Mom's like, do you remember what our Apple ID is? Because I know we wrote it down, but I can't find the piece of paper. Did you write it down?
Yes, I wrote it down, but for some reason, you have everything set up to an email that you don't have the password for.
Well, it's not my email, remember?
Then why did you do that? Because we need it for the two-factor authentication.
It was the guy who set up the router in the first place. It was his email.
No, you did not use his email.
Yes, they used his email, and then the cable company said, I have a specific cable company email that I have to use.
No, they used just because it's a Gmail account, just because the guy said, call me G, that doesn't mean it was...
It's his account. Yes, it is.
It's not G's mail, it's Gmail.
Yes, it is. It's gsmail@gmail.com.
It's gsmail@gmail.com?
Yes. Which, of course, is confusing because mine is cheesemail@gmail.com.
Mine is cheesemail@cheesemail.com because I'm a cheesemail.
Get over here. That's how all these episodes should go.
But they don't. They don't reflect real life.
No, they don't.
Help me hang just hang the painting over the stairs. Yes. I will put something up for you to walk on. Something on the stairs for me to walk on?
I think, but that should be how it is because that's the thing with these shows. I believe that they feel like they've fallen in love with the people because what else are you going to do? You're on a cruise boat for 4 weeks.
Yeah. Well, they're sort of making you have a summer fling.
Yes.
And you go, this could be forever. But you need to see them.
You need to see them. So that's why when you go to their home,
their house,
and you're hanging out with their parents, the parents need to bring up like some off-color jokes that they make about different minority groups and stuff. You'd have to see how you interact with that type of thing.
I'm not saying it in a bad way. I'm just saying...
you cannot say that, Mom.
I'm not saying it in a bad way. It's just sometimes with people's IQs.
No, it has nothing to do with biology.
Don't know much about biology.
Boom, boom.
Don't know much about Simba's squee. What's her name?
Simba!
Nalia!
All right.
Whoa, he's getting up.
I just wanted to see how much time we've got. And
speaking of dilly bars.
Yeah.
Landon!
Yes!
Did you perhaps, before this, because we don't take breaks during this, but before this podcast, did you perhaps take 5 at any point?
I did not, unfortunately.
Oh, I did.
You did?
Yeah.
That night after we talked?
No. Not that night after we talked by the lake. Landon says to me,
they've got to take 5 Blizzard at Dairy Queen.
And I said, I'm trying to not eat ice cream.
I know.
But then I got to thinking, I said, well, if Landon's going to get one, I've got to get one.
Yeah.
It is not what I... Do I even talk about? I have to talk about it.
You can't spoil it for me, though.
I'm not going to...
I'm still going to get it.
Do you know what it is, though?
A blizzard?
But do you know what's in it?
Reese's Take 5 chunks?
No.
No?
No.
Ow. So loud. Right at about 35.
I was getting ready to fight with you
Cut
about
that
this
out.
blizzard.
Oh, okay.
Right where that snap is. That's where you cut
that
it out.
sound out.
I was going to get ready to fight with you about this blizzard because it has... There's something in it that's almost a deal breaker for me.
No.
But you might like it because you're one of these freaks.
Well, what is it? Just tell me.
Okay, so I go to Dairy Queen.
I'm still going to get it.
And apparently, much like and this is my other question, and you're probably not the person to ask about this because this show is called Two Dopes. But if people are not, there was clearly an issue of they were understaffed.
Oh.
Just like this other place I went to get coffee, and I said, "Can I just get a latte, an oat milk latte, please?"
No.
And she kind of just stared at me, and she turns around and gets the ice cup, and I go,
No.
and I go, "No, can I get hot?" And it's hot out, so I go, and she kind of looks at me and gives me this look,
like,
and
you daft
and I
fool.
go, "Well, I know it's hot out, but I just want to," and she. Clearly, the reason she's looking at me, it becomes very clear to me. She has no idea.
She don't know a latte.
She doesn't know how to do the job.
She don't know a latte from a hole in the wall.
And I say, okay, well, I'm just gonna go get something to eat while you figure this out because I'm the only person here, but somehow it takes 15 minutes. They have to have someone else come and make the drink. Mm-hmm. And I was about to say, look, I can go back there and do this. Okay. I can just do it for myself. And then when I finally got my drink, she just walked away and didn't ask me to pay. And so I kind of had to wait around a little longer to tell someone I didn't pay. And they had a sign that says, "Please bear with us, we're short-staffed."
Sure.
That's what's going on at this Dairy Queen. Where are these people?
You got a latte at Dairy Queen?
I'm just saying, all these places are having staffing issues.
I went to the dentist yesterday. It took way longer than it should have. And the first thing the freaking dentist says to me is, "Sorry, we're short-staffed."
Where are the people?
Hey, 1 million+ people died. You think they're just gonna train babies to take over the workforce?
I don't think that's where the staffing shortage is coming from.
Well, it affected something, didn't it?
But people aren't getting
The pandemic was real.
The pandemic.
I know you want to deny it, but it actually happened, and people actually died. You wonder where the workforce is? Check 6 feet in the ground, buddy.
Okay, well, let's listen to this. The private sector is doing fine.
Oh yeah, listen to this. I am Mr. Ed.
Horse is a horse, of course. Unless a horse is a talking horse, and if a talking horse, I'll name him Mr. Ed.
Kiddly divey too.
They gave him peanut butter to make him do that. That's animal abuse. Okay, well then, guess what?
Okay,
I guess I
abuse
abused
me.
myself this morning when I shoved the freaking whole jar of peanut butter in my mouth.
And I guess some rumors about certain people in middle school were also abused too. And actually, yes, that was.
Rumor has it.
And we'll get into that on
So where
Call
are
and
the
Mockery After Dark.
They're not giving people the extra $600 to sit at home doing nothing a week. Where are they? Is it just because they keep saying, "No, we're not going to give you more to make the blizzard"? So,
yeah, well, I think that... Yeah,
I wait in line for about 20 minutes.
He doesn't want an answer. This is the type. He's the type of guy that's like, I'm just asking questions. And
then
when
you're
you point out that there are answers, they're like, yeah, I think it's probably something else.
You turn to the person next to you and you go, he's stirring the pot. I overhear that. I'm not.
He's
I'm
like
not stirring the pot.
Whiny the Poop. He's stirring the pot. Can you imagine a kids show and it's called Whiny the Poop?
And then there's his friend, Pink Lick.
His other friend, Depressed Mr. Suicide Man.
Depressed Mr. Suicide Man. Well, there he is. He's like, "I don't want any water. Just let me die."
Whiny the Poop is like, "Come on, Mr. Suicide Man. At least have a little bit of Beeswax.
Sorry, unfortunately, because we are uploading all these to TikTok, we have to call him Mr. What is it? Mr. Unliving Man?
Oh, yes. Mr. Unalive Man.
Yeah, sorry. Mr. Purposely Unalived Man says, just let me
die in peace. Just let me unalive myself in Roblox in peace.
I wish I was the monk on the cover of the Rage Against the Machine album that doused himself in gasoline and lit himself on fire. And Whiny the Poop and Pink Leg have to come to his house.
Please don't unalive yourself in a video game, sir.
Hey, you know what's crazy? There's actually an unreleased episode of Whiny the Poop called, what is it? It's called Eeyore's Unalived. And he's like screeching and crying.
Yeah.
And it's god awful and he looks super real.
Yeah. It's one of those creepy pizzas that you read on the internet. You got to check that out.
And maybe we'll release this one at some point.
Yeah, we could try.
So I'm waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting. And the blizzards finally come and the girl's very exasperated. And I say, it's okay. Do you have the Take 5 blizzard? It's not on the menu. Mm-hmm. I did have a backup because I don't want to
Hold on, it's not on the menu?
It's not on their little menu.
Hold up. It's on the TV.
It's on the TV, but when you get to like the drive-through line, it says their Blizzard of the Month is something else. And you go, I think they just haven't switched the signs out. But I do have a backup. The Thin Mint Blizzard is my backup because I don't want to be the guy that's like, you hear that, kids? They don't have it.
Right.
No, we don't want something else. So what it is, but they did have it.
What it is
it is not what I hoped it was, which is just take 5 bars, broken up into pieces.
Chop them up, put them in a blizzard.
It is a
spin it.
Vanilla Frosty.
It's a vanilla frosty, and you do dip fries in it.
Vanilla frosty with strawberry in it. It's a vanilla blizzard with caramel syrup, Reese's peanut butter cups.
No. No.
Pretzel sticks.
No.
And peanuts. So they just put these like 4 things.
Peanuts?
Yeah.
So they just put 4 of the ingredients of a Take 5.
So it's a 5 flavor bazinga, they called it. So it's vanilla ice cream with Reese's peanut butter cups. This is where you get the peanut butter and the chocolate.
Yeah.
And then you get peanuts. And then the salty pretzel come from salty pretzel.
Yeah.
And then caramel syrup, as I've said.
Look, I'm going to go try it, but
it is a mess. For my and this is why I thought you might have had a better experience, just because the Dairy Queen I went to was just
in disrepair.
Yes. And it's the type of blizzard where if they handed it to you and tried to turn it upside down, it would slop your lap.
You'd be getting it for free,
because the second you drive away, you're like, it's melting.
Quick, suck it down.
You're getting these like kind of
Dad,
moist.
suck it down.
Dad, give me a straw, Dad. And he's like,
where the straw, Dad sings.
yeah. Oh, my name is Beth. Isn't that the song from it?
Yeah.
Oh, Bethany. Oh, tiny Bethany. Where the straw dads sing in the middle of the night with Reese's peanut butter cups on the side. Pretzels that get soggy the second you syrup. So I'm eating soggy pretzels. Here's my and then I will let you all go. My kind of the thing I don't want in ice cream is any sort of nut. I like the black walnut ice cream. But any sort of like peanut, walnut, I don't like nutter butter butter super buster nuster butter
peanut butter parfait? Peanut butter parfait?
Yeah, don't like that.
You idiot.
If anything's dipped in like peanuts,
yeah,
it's an automatic no. So the fact that I'm eating whole peanuts,
yeah, you're wrong though.
That's where I thought I might get in a sort of this nutter butter fight with you, because you try to bust your. You like when it's just like busted nuts in there in your food. I'm more of a cream pie guy when it comes to blizzards.
Well, I do. Me too.
You like busted nuts. I'm more of a cream pie guy.
I'd take all comers.
Some people say they're one and the same, but that's what I want the candy bar in the Blizzard. They just threw a bunch of crap in there.
They recreated the candy bar ingredients in the Blizzard.
But they didn't. You know what I mean?
No, I don't know what you mean.
Here are the things that are in this. I don't want your stale-ass peanuts in my Blizzard. Okay?
They're stale?
They're just sitting there, right?
I don't know. I haven't had it. I'm gonna go get one, and it's going to be just chopped up Take 5 bars, and I'm gonna laugh because they probably were just like, he ordered it, even though it's not on the menu.
This is why I knew they had to have it because, well, first of all, like it, love it. Yes. So, I'm gonna give it 6 out of 10.
Wow, interesting. That's, I will say, absolutely disappointing.
Yeah. And
because
it says that on their website. That's what it is. It doesn't say you're going to be there and you're going to get the thing that you want.
Yeah. It says this is absolutely disappointing. What's interesting, too, is that the Take 5 and the Reese's Take 5 bar is probably the best candy bar on the market.
And I'm a convert. Don't tell my parents, but
they sent you to a camp, if I remember right.
And I'm a convert.
Yeah. You were like, I just love Three Musketeers.
But here's the thing.
No, you don't,
they're like,
little boy.
no, you need chunks in there. I'm like, I just like the soft nougat.
And I said, no, you don't, young man.
I like when you can freeze it and you can then break the chocolate off, and then you've just got a long bar of nougat that you just go,
not no more, son.
Mm-hmm. And then some guy broke into my house. It was Major Payne, and he broke into my house in the middle of the night, and he's like, pack your bag, you're leaving with us. And I'm like, Mom, Dad, who is this? And they're like, sorry, we're the reason he's here. We set this up.
Yeah.
And then the guy's like, Father, you're the father of the household. And he's like, what? If your wife or partner, Major Payne is progressive.
Yes.
If she starts crying because she realizes we're taking away her baby to Take 5 camp, you have to hold her back. You signed a contract. You hold her back. Take 5. Take 5. Take 5.
Speaking of Major Payne, I miss a comedy where the character is stupid. You can just do a little voice for the whole movie. People don't do that anymore.
The confident idiot.
Well, and it's like Major Payne was actually quietly very smart.
Yeah.
And he did actually inspire the young boys to become grown men.
And not even idiot.
But he's not an idiot, but he's like, to hear him is to say, oh, this is an idiot.
To hear Major Payne is to say he is an idiot.
But no one does that anymore. What's the last movie you saw where basically the premise is the main character is crazy? Wrong, Missy? That's the only one.
Yeah.
And that's why everyone was so shocked that it was so funny.
And it was kind of a throwback, right?
Who is this person? She's the funniest thing I've ever seen.
And they go, oh, it's a Happy Madison production.
That's why it's kind of actually bad, but it is funny.
But that's just a funny... The main character is an insane person.
The main character is insane.
Doing a weird character.
Yes.
And we do hope there is a Wrong Missy 2.
Squeakquel, yeah.
I'd love to see that.
Absolutely. Hey, speaking of things that you've seen, anything?
No. What about you? I feel like there is something.
Very well, very well.
I think I watched an entire... Well, Nathan For You, of course.
Yes, the
rehearsal.
rehearsal.
Don't need to get into it again. No, yeah, sorry. The rehearsal. And Nathan For You is what I meant, but the rehearsal. Did you watch the final episode?
Yes.
What else? What else? What else? What else?
I'm not going to spoil it, but I do think that it was brilliant.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't even want to tell any... I don't want to say anything about it. Just watch it and think about the morality of what you're watching.
And even down to the final shot, You have to. Everything has its purpose, and it is just funny and also weird.
And Downton Abbey.
I will say I did watch, of course, the series premiere of
Game of Thrones, the House of the Dragon.
where we do get freaking thrusted back into the Westeros world. And you do say, God, I love it here. I just want to live here. Where everyone's dying and maiming each other and having sex in the middle of the room and everyone's watching from behind the thing. And
Speaking of people watching from behind the thing,
if you could rotate the camera around, you would see something so funny. But instead, you won't see it.
Landon,
Yes.
one of my favorite Bushisms is fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, can't get fooled again.
Yes. Won't
get fooled again. Do you think this is going to apply to you and all the other dorks that go, and then we watched the whole Game of Thrones, and the last episode there's a coffee cup and a chocolate bar, and then they said, I drink and I know stuff. And then every guy at the state fair's got to wear that shirt. And then you want me to watch a new one? And then the second this new episode comes out, you're like, I'm in like Sinbad. Is that going to be you? You're going to watch the whole thing?
Hey, Kazam, man.
Kazam, indeed.
Because here's why. First of all, I didn't hate the final season of Game of Thrones.
Oh.
I liked it. Gotcha. And I was looking forward to this, and I'll look forward to that sequel series of following Jon Snow if they actually do that. Of course, HBO is absolutely destroying everything that they've worked so hard for, and Warner Brothers, the Discovery Plus merger has absolutely gutted HBO Max as a service, and many of its subscribers are unhappy.
I saw maybe something that a lot of people are unhappy about, which is the Batman animated series, Bruce Timm show being canceled. And it's like, you know people are going to watch that, right?
Well, from what I've seen, it's not necessarily canceled.
Someone that I read a comment of, and I do respect all commenters.
Absolutely. And
they said, okay, a lot of these other things are shocking me, but this one does not shock me at all. If anyone actually thought they were ever going to do another Bruce Timm Batman show, you have got to be kidding me.
Who is this?
Just some dingus.
Some idiot.
Because okay, so a show that people liked, you think it's crazy that in this era of which is, you like this as a kid? Here's some more of it.
Right.
And then people are like, nom nom, we love Bayside High School. Nom nom. Oh my God, the people that went to the school, they're still working there. We believe. It's just mind-numbingly stupid. And then you've got people who are like, hi, Carly. And then it's like, guess what? Guess who I'm glad's dead. And people are still liking it, and they're going, actually, it was a bad show to make. And you're like, but Gilby, the boy of no shirts. Gilby and her brother Squeeter. Gilby and Squeeter go to Iconky's house, and there's also her best friend, Freddie Prinze Jr.
They go to Iconker's Bad Fur Day's house, and they have fun playing the video game of the Freddie Mercury.
So you think there's a show made with a guy that's got two first names.
With an extra M, much like our Dub Mitt. He has an extra letter in there just to throw you off.
Yes,
Bruce
he's
Timm.
Double M man.
Yeah, it's a no-brainer that this show would be watched and beloved.
Thank you.
Because everyone loves the Batman the Animated Series.
Yes.
If you have read anything about anyone's thoughts on Batman, everyone will unanimously say, because they have to, because it's the internet, and you have to say exactly what everyone else says because you're a mindless robot. You will say, actually, the best version of the Batman is the animated series version. My Batman is Kevin Conroy, voice of the animated series version.
Have you ever seen it?
No.
Exactly. It was actually good because it was like
Art Deco.
It was Art Deco,
and actually, but here's the deal about the new version is that I believe was actually some of it is done.
The nude version.
Hey,
Well, that's what they were doing.
hey there, Poison Ivy.
They were doing some nude versions of Batman stuff, weren't they?
There was a nude
There's like an R-rated version of
comic book.
of the. They did an
I'll show you
animated
after.
movie of the Killing Joke, I believe, where they added in scenes of Batman absolutely destroying Batgirl.
Mm.
To which everyone said,
Not true.
"Why?"
It's not true. People that are hearing Landon spew
No,
this
that's
stuff.
true. Look it up. Look it up.
I'm naked.
They weren't nude, but they did add sexual scenes
They
between
did.
Batman and Batgirl
They did.
for no reason.
Yeah.
Okay, just as long as we're all on the same
Well,
page
because
here.
we're
Anyway,
all grown-ups here. We know that Batman's kind of
it's
like...
just funny that you're like, let's make a cartoon about Batman railing Batgirl. You can't. It's just stupid.
Yeah.
Cartoons are for kids.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, it's one thing when you go, okay, it's going to be an R-rated cartoon about this children's character. And I know what you're saying to me, but Joey, the Joker shot Batgirl into Batgirl, and then she became the chair girl, and then dark stuff there. Guess what? They're cartoons for little kids.
What's funny too about that is like people do get mad about that,
Doogie Howser.
and it's like I like all that stuff but I can still be a man about it and say that I shouldn't.
I can have my entire wall of comic books at home,
Yeah.
and still when people say you read comic books, I can still say I know.
Yes. I can still feel great shame when I walk into the store and say, which $5 funny page am I going to buy today?
When people say, what have you been reading lately? And they're like, me and my spouse have each read about 25 books each. And you're like, I could tell them I've read. Well, actually, because Kingdom Come it's not just a comic book. It is.
It is. And you know me, I talk about every little stupid nerd-ass show on this show.
Mm-hmm.
I watch them all. I love them all. But I know that it's silly and for kids.
Because what am I going to do? Go, consider Mouse. Consider Persepolis. I'm not going to pull that card.
No. And it's look,
I know that I have the SpongeBob SquarePants collection of comic books.
Of course.
They're funny.
They're funny. There's nothing wrong with enjoying them. That's where the Bill Maher's of the world are like, you need to grow up and watch The Godfather. It's like, no, I don't agree with that.
So I can
Because I will never watch The Godfather, and you can't make me. I'll never do it. I'll never watch The Godfather or Scarface or The Sopranos because that's boring to me. But I will watch every single second that Marvel pumps into my stupid fat eyeballs because I'm a grown up enough to know that it's just fun and I like it.
I'll watch Goodfellas, but only the cooking scene. Oh, the cooking scene in Goodfellas. I'm probably not talking about the right movie. Someone's going to get on here and be like, you mean my cousin Vinny. Guess what? The only Vinny I know is the freaking Vinny oil that I'm putting on my shallot. See? So we're at about an hour, 45 minutes.
Is there anything else you want to say?
I just want to tell people that they do need to call us. 319-DUBMIIT. Please do not be scared. You heard we got a call. We barely roasted that caller.
Yeah, and we probably should have because it sounded like they were into some strange
What was the
thoughts.
second thing?
Strawberry jam better than grape jam.
Oh. Yeah. Yes. That's what I buy. If I'm making a peanut butter and jelly, unless I've been buying the strawberry for too long,
Yeah.
you go, you know what? The kind of classic is the grape. So I'll get the grape.
Mhm.
And then you go back to the strawberry.
Okay, here, really quick. Goober.
No.
Bye.
Bye.
listening to the Prescribed Films Podcast Network, home to hundreds of hours of free podcast entertainment. The shows on this network all have a common goal, providing you with the best discussions about movies and other forms of entertainment media. The PFPN hopes to fill your earholes with audio joy. Visit our website with links to all the other amazing shows at www.thepfpn.com. Thanks for listening.